Good morning, afternoon or evening, depending on what time of day you're watching this, or indeed whereabouts in the world you are. I'm Mod, this is Kerbal PVP. We are going to be resuming our flight, and I've got a little bit of an update. First of all, this is my first episode where I've decided I'm not going to be having 4040 alongside me. It's a conscious decision, this one, because the PVP series is now getting along to the point where we do need a bit of privacy with our recordings, I think. I'm not overly happy about it, because I do enjoy having 4040 alongside in the passenger seat, if I'm honest. But at the same time, we do need to think about keeping things more under wraps as this PvP series goes on. Updates, we have got Nightshade has been pretty much annihilated from the Mun. Minimus is hotly contested. But if we zoom out a bit more, I've got bad news as well. More bad news. I've accidentally lost an episode of Kerbal PVP. See this little bunch of dots here? TI-P, that's Tuxedo Industries, that's me. That's me, right there. We are in Duna orbit, and if we zoom in, we also have something around Ike. How about that? How about that? Actually, let's just... Can we double click on you? Where's the actual station? Are you the station? I think you are, and we might as well... Yes, this is the one, how the ship works, because it's got an info drive on it, I think it's called. Here we are. This is our mighty fine Aurora Beacon SD. I forget what the SD stands for, but if I spin the camera... Oh yeah! Oh yeah! How about that? Duna! We got something into Duna orbit, and we've got extra things in Duna orbit, so come at me, guys. Come at me. Let's go back to the Space Center, because today's mission, I've got a choice. I can either send something to... Where is it everybody's hiding again? Is it Minmus or the Mun that's contested? Because I have choices now. I have choices. Oh yeah, look at all that spam around the Mun. Wow, that's a lot. Northern Coalition are starting to get involved as well. There'll be NC on the screen. So we've got CI, CI... NI is Nightshade Industries. I've got something around the Mun. If I had something else around the Mun. Odd. Oh, there we are, the Borealis Beacon. That's around the Mun. Then we've got the Aurora Beacon in Kerbal orbit. Yep, right there. If I remember right, we got that little thing somewhere around Mun orbit. Minimus, on the other hand, Minimus 4040 has been very busy clearing Minimus off. A lot of this should be space debris. Should be. Bumblebee, Leviathan. Oh, Leviathan spawn. Leviathan is 4040's capital ship. 4040 is, as part of his Cryox Industries development program, he's released. There we are, Leviathan. I'm not going to go showing you that. Not yet. You should go to 4040's channel and have a look at it there. Yeah, Nightshade's got a lot of satellites in Mun orbit. Probably be a pain in the ass for 4040 to wipe them off completely. So our goal for today, we could... I'm not going to be doing any PvP, so if you want me to shoot anybody, look away now. But we have a choice. We can stick something in Minimus orbit and piss people off there. We can add something to the station in Kerbal orbit to make it harder to kill. Or, and this is the one I'm swinging towards, sending something to Eve orbit. And that's the one I think I want to do today. I want to stick something in Eve orbit. But that'll take forever. I might save that for next turn. Shoot. You know what, we'll do it anyway. We'll do it anyway. So we're going to take the Aurora Beacon template and we're going to modify it a bit with more fuel so we can get some more Delta V. And then we're going to send our craft onto Eve. And we're going to rename it as the Celestial Beacon, because we seem to have this naming policy of beacons being stations, and then Aurora Borealis C is the next letter in the alphabet. So where's TI Aurora Beacon SD? SD was... What was SD? I can't remember what SD was. Shoot. Let's zoom out a bit. There you go, standard launcher affair, 5 rockets, then the big bit there. Nuclear engines here, which is very good for Delta V, very good. but it's not got lots of fuel on board. So what we are going to do is we're going to quickly go to the last page, is it? Not quite. One. Next one. Come on. We're just going to add a few of these fuel tanks on now. I've already tried to do the symmetry thing, it doesn't quite work properly because, you know, Kerbal. So all Kerbal. Blame Kerbal. Always blame Kerbal, I do. But yeah, we add these little fuel tanks here. These are just about small enough to fit in between the satellites and the fuel pods here. So if I just go click one last time, there we go. That won't add too much weight. I mean, what's that? Total mass. We've added an extra, not even 10 ton to the load. This should get into orbit easily enough. Then it's just a case of winding up to go to Eve. So without further ado, we should save this as... No, up there please. I had focus up there. I didn't click off. Stupid game. Celestial Beacon. Let's get rid of the SD. Save you, and off we go to the launch pad. Off we go to the launch pad. Second time of asking. There we go. I don't ask much. Just my game works first time. That's all. This is going to be interesting as well. I haven't tried to use... I've done a couple of test launches, but this is going to be the first time on camera using MechJeb or anything like that. Without 4040 to hold my hand, I almost feel lost. Almost. Ascent guidance, I think, is what we want. Oh, don't fall apart, don't fall apart. There we go. It's holding together. Physics is loaded. The numbers have gone yellow. 4040 will be talking me through everything about this launch now, even though we've done at least 30-40 launches together. 4040 is great at that, actually. Really is. So let's make the orbit of 100 kilometers, I think. 100 would be fine, then we can adjust from there. So limit terminal velocity, I think that's the one we want. Then we can uncheck it later on. Utilities, smooth throttle is on. Prevent acceleration, limit prevent overheats. Limit terminal velocity is already checked, so we'll get rid of you. Oh, okay. That's more fuel efficient as far as I'm aware. So, on that note, I think it's time to just click the autopilot and go. 3, 2, 1, go. Go. Go? Why am I having to press everything twice? Go. 3 times that time even. Wow. Well, we got liftoff. It's going. It's going. It's going straight. It's going true. Everything we want to see in a Kerbal launch. Maybe we could modify this a bit more by having extra rockets on the outside. Solid fuel boosters, maybe. Yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. So I guess I'll see you guys in orbit. Hello again, everybody. That's it. Kerbal in orbit, 100k above the ground. So now it's time to do the next part, the fun part, getting to Eve. And we've got all this extra spare fuel in this tank. Woohoo! I think we should be. What's that? Oh, that's okay. That's from us. Anything in front of us we're likely to plough into anytime soon? No. It's quite a good little station platform. This getting things into a basic orbit, but. Hopefully now we can get everything else into orbit. Actually, where are the solar panels? Can I get anything else out at the moment? Maybe the big ones. But anyway, we need to get ourselves going towards Eve. Are we still set? Is Eve still set as a target? Yes, Eve is. Last time was my first time getting to Duna, ever. So I'm hoping to replicate that with Eve. Right, we don't need the ascent guidance. Just the Delta V we can lose at. We've got 5,000 Delta V to get ourselves to Eve. I think it'll be enough. Why can't I click off that? Let's just hide the resources and there we go. What do I have? Oh, Kerbal, why? There we go. There we go. We got it. Now, how do I get to Eve? Maneuver planner. Remove all nodes. Create a new maneuver node to change inclination. No. Match planes with target. Can only match planes with an object in the same sphere of influence. Okay. Where's the home and target anyway? Home and transfer anyway. I'll have to look it up at some point. Return from moon, transfer to another. Create node. Node in 65 days? That'll get us an encounter, hopefully. At the periapsis. How much Delta V do we need for that? 1,000, is that it? Really? That ain't right. How much Delta V do we have from this current stage then? 804? No, that's never right. I think in any case we can't accelerate past 65 days because it will take forever. So we need to increase our orbit up to 800 kilometer above the planet. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. Honest. I think that's the one. I think that's what I have to do anyway. Transit to another planet. Fine tune closest approach. Intercept target. Match velocities. Circularize. Change periapsis. Change apoapsis. That'd be the most efficient time of doing it. 800, remove all nodes, create and execute. Okay, I'll bring you guys back in when we're at 800 kilometers. And there we go, we have ourselves a periapsis of 791, apoapsis of 807. That'll do us what we want to do. That will do us. And the reason we're out this high is because if we're already closer to the planet, I think it's 600 kilometers, but I'm playing safe and going to 800. The reason we're this high out is that we do max time warp. And we need to zoom out and reset Eve as a target, because it popped up at some point there's no target. Ooh, Gilly there as well. We'll have to get something in Gilly orbit as well. So we've got to target. Oh, and Facebook's just gone off. Go away, Facebook. That's not good. Oh, there we go. Transfer to another planet. Create node. What's that looking at then? 65 days. We need 782 units of Delta V. We have 170 in this main stage, and then we got over 5,000 in the last one. I think we'll be fine. But will that? Let's actually go back to the map. Will that give us the encounter with Eve that we desire, that we need? Our intersect is there, so I'm going to guess yes, it will. It knows what it's doing. Remove all nodes and create and execute. Just because. Now it has to get itself onto the target marker, as SmecJeb tends to do. Although it is skipping all over the place for some stupid reason. Well, the game's decided that's it. Close enough. Ramping up the warp to maximum. Yep, maximum warp. Woohoo! This time's going to come down quite quickly, but not quick enough for my liking. So, once again, I shall see you guys in a couple of minutes when we're ready to do the burn to Eve. And so we begin the burn to Eve. This first stage is going to be gone quite quickly, leaving us with the nuclear engines to do the rest of the... Oh! Just like that. Just like that. And as if on cue... Off we go. Let's turn off the RCS, save ourselves a bit of fuel. But that is only a 6-minute burn. Ooh! Ooh, I thought it was going to take a lot longer than that. A lot longer than that. And also, I want to apologise to everybody if you're sat here watching this thinking, oh god, this is a PvP series, Mod has done yet another launch without any PvP. I'm aware of this. 4040 has mentioned it numerous times that I haven't done any PvP yet. But I have to roleplay the part of the pacifist nation, as it were. Although, I'm sure at some point I can find a reason to go to the Mun or Minmus. So, in the comments, guys, if you do want me to just say balls to it and go for somebody, leave me a comment. Let me know if you want me to do some actual PvP. But I think mostly for the purpose for this video, yes, it's another launch with yet another station. But it's doing this without 4040 for the first time. This for me is a milestone, you know? Yes, I've done it once before, but that's because he was ill and had no choice but to do it. This time... It feels weird, it really does. I've consciously chosen to do so at 4040 because I don't want him to know what I'm doing. I can see Skype on the other window. He's asking me, Mod, are you done? Are you done? What did you do? What did you do? What are you getting up to? He's proper excited to know what I'm up to, and I'm not telling him. I want him to wait till this video comes out or till he gets the save file before he knows exactly what's gone down. And that, I think, is already making me swing towards the PvP side a bit more. You guys want to see explosions, right? You guys want to see Mod win this. It's not a war. Tuxedo Industries is a neutral organisation that hasn't got a reason to attack anybody yet. Although, I'm sure people, if you guys come up with a good enough reason, I'm sure I could use that, you know. Let's just zoom out a bit and have a look at while we're looking. Okay, that's odd. Well, we'll trust MechJeb, we'll trust the maneuver node to do what it's doing. I suppose this is the point where I'm going to say that I might as well fast forward this section, and I've done a bit of talking. And we shall see you all very soon. Oh, let's pop out some solar panels. I love the fact the solar panels don't clip with anything, otherwise that fuel line would have been dead right there. And yet it stopped things like missiles hitting you, which is going to be very, very important for what we're going to do. In fact, let's play safe and put the solar panels back until we've lost all these fuel tanks. Yeah, there we go. We'll play safe. We shall play safe. And on that note, I'll see you guys when we are on approach to Eve. Okay, a periapsis of 112,000 meters above the surface of Eve. I think I can be happy with that. I can be very, very happy with that. So let's execute the next node. How are we looking anyway? The monopropellant is looking good. Our fuel is looking excellent. We need 335 units of Delta V to complete this maneuver, and we have 4,000. Wow. So in total, it's cost us about 1,500, being a bit generous for our estimate to get to Eve. It's probably also worth mentioning at this point that I've left Kerbin, I've got into an orbit around Kerbin, so from that point onwards, I can't do anything else, although I really should quick save. Actually. There we go, quick saved. So if anything does go wrong, I can at least revert, but no matter what happens, this launch can now not be reverted back to the launch pad or the station without forfeiting the rest of my go. Remember, I'm allowed to do 1 launch per turn, or modify 2 already in the air launches. This could be fun. And just you wait until you see what I've got planned for the actual PvP. Oh yeah, buddy! I'm gonna bring the pain! Oh wow, we're really shifting there. There's Eve! There is Eve! Eve's gonna go outside our orbit and then we're gonna catch up a bit again there, are we? Looks like it. But given the power of the nuclear engines, I'm actually a little bit worried that we're going to overshoot when it comes to the slowdown phase. Well, we'll see how it goes. We shall see how it goes. Is there anything even remotely in shot at the moment? Any little tiny planets or want to say hello? Turn off the RCS, we don't need it at the moment. Any little dots? Oh, fantastic 2-minute burn. I'll tell you what then, guys. What I think we shall do is when we are getting on the final approach to Eve, when we get Eve in sight, that's when we'll say hello to you again. So join us again in just a couple of moments. Hello again, everyone. Look at that. Eve, we got here with about 40-40. I feel like I could play the game now. This is, yet again, another good point to say thank you, 40-40, for guiding me and being my buddy for all these long, cold, dark months. Look, here's Eve. I'm burning to circularize at Eve. And there's a moon here, Gilly? Gilly. Let's see if we can get something into Gilly orbit while we're here as well. Don't fancy our chances with our little underpowered little shitty things that we've got at the moment. And if we try and release one now, it will just go forwards into us, I believe, because it won't be slowing down. Maybe we should have released one before. No, we need to circularize, then we'll send it out. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. 3-minute burn, we should be okay. If we overshoot a little, it doesn't hurt, because we're still in the influence of Eve. If you are looking for anything more technical than, this is a ship, we're going into orbit, you know, this is probably the wrong series for you. But if you're watching this, and you have been for a while, you probably already knew that. This is new territory for me, so I'm really sorry about my erratic commentary, shall we say? My self-loving attitude. I really don't know how to describe it other than let the games begin. Ah. Right, how are these looking? They're looking good. They're looking good. Once they drain, we've got a action group set up. If I press the I button, info drive, big solar panels. These are my action groups. I have big solar panels. You've already seen those. Smaller solar panels. They will pop out, but they might actually clip with the tanks and make them go kaboom. First round of fuel tanks. That's these outside ones here when they drain, which isn't going to happen for a while. These little top bits that I added already, they're gone. They're wasted. There might have been too much fuel there, actually. And then once they're drained, we wait for these to drain down, and then we can jettison those as well. Which is action group full. Delta V, we have a total of 3,500 left. Woo! Pretty proud for me, guys. I built something good for once. Just for once, it's good. Let's have a look at our orbit now, see is it circularizing. It's getting there. We don't want to leave escape though. Eve periapsis is coming down. 7 million I know isn't ideal, but really I just want to circularize. I want to get into a orbit. Then we could drop a satellite. Then we could think about maybe getting... Maybe we can get to Gilly with a station. We've got that much power on board, maybe we can do that. Get to Gilly, and then get to Eve and orbit around there. Yeah! Yeah, that sounds like a plan. That sounds like a good plan. I like that. I don't think Lady Murtai behind me likes the sound of that plan though. As soon as I said I got a plan, I looked behind her for the general look of approval. Hey darling, I've got a plan. She's pulling the most wonderful uh-oh face. It's nice to know that Murtai's ever faithful and supportive in my hour of need. I'm kidding, she's awesome. Really, she's awesome. Anyway, 1 minute left in this burn. Yeah, I think we'll leave it for there for now. Then it's a case of plotting a manoeuvre to get to Gilly, which is what we're going to set as our new target, and then go from there. In fact, why didn't I do it now? Yeah, save us a bit of fuel. We could maybe get up to there, and no, let's get well inside so we can catch up to it if need be. That's what I'll do. We'll get inside, we'll catch up to it. There's less complicated stuff for MechJeb to worry about, and then we'll go from there. We'll go from there. That's what I'll do. Hello again, everybody. This is Gilly. Our outside fuel tanks have now drained dry. So now it's time to press action group 3 and dispense with them. Boosh. Perfect. Perfect. So that's 61 kilometers, right? Oh, that might be the probe that we dropped. We dropped another probe in orbit, so now we have at least a sort of scanning system in orbit. Yeah, there's our celestial beacon probe. We're getting closer to Gilly escape. We don't want to escape from Gilly. No, we can't escape from Gilly. We need this orbit to come down, and then be captured by Gilly. It's a nasty little lump of rock, isn't it? No. There's Eve in the background, nice and purple. We'll have to get closer to that before the end. Oh, our orbital speed's come down dramatically. Still pointing retrograde. Good old mech Jeb actually helping us out there. Oh, wait. Magic has... Oh, cut the engines. Captured by Gilly. Now the question is, which way are we going? We're going that way. Extend outwards a little bit. No, too much. Periapsis for 1,000. Oh, not good. Let's extend that out to 16,000. That'll do. We'll execute the node. Oh wait, something seems to be happening to the orbit anyway. No, maybe it isn't. But I think the reason for this is because we overshot our periapsis by the look of it. Yeah, that would make more sense. But no matter, we got into Gilly orbit. Well, I'm happy with that. Ish. $16,000 should be enough for what we need to do. He hopes. He prays. Then we get there. When we get there, let us create a node game. Or not. Now where's Gilly into relation to where we are? There it is. Hello again, Gilly. Right, now we have a periapsis of that. $12 and $64. Let's bring that down a bit to there. So then it's 52 and 15. Down a wee bit more to 29 and 14. 19 and 11. We'll do nicely. Execute the next node. And this is now where we get circularized around Gilly, and then we can drop a probe. In fact, let's drop one. Is it worth dropping one here? No, we don't have a circularized orbit, and we already have a probe in the area anyway. And meanwhile, how much Delta V do we have left? It's nearly 3,000. We are really, really good for fuel at the moment. Really, really good. But our target marker's wandering. Wait, there we go. We got it. This is when I realise I haven't pressed F5 for a good few minutes, and I hope actually that 10,000 is high enough above the surface of Gilly. Otherwise, we're humped. Let's F5 it next time it slows down. Isn't that such a bland, boring lump of rock? Then again, it is a moon, so it doesn't overly surprise me. But at the same time, wow, that's possibility for a future landing mission, maybe? Yeah, we'll let 4040 and Nightshade tear 7 shades of shit out of each other, and then we'll just go colonise the planet. Every planet. So then they'll have to send ground troops after me. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Maybe I should do that for my next turn. They are going... Everyone's going to... Wait. What's happened here? What's happened there? Game, why? That's where I was going. What's the gravity's pulled us in? Okay. Okay. Are you burning? I don't actually know whether it's burning or not. That seems to be the target marker we're aiming for. Slightly prograde. I'm not worried at all. Not worried at all. And we've got to get to Even Park Station, yeah? Hurry up! Before we lose Gilly orbit and we get sent back out into Eve orbit. We don't want to go to Eve yet. Not yet. Why is it not firing? Oh, there we go. Stop. Oh, well done, game. That's too much. Too much. So what's that? 29. Actually, let's coast out to the periapsis, burn prograde, and get that out a bit. 4,000. That's way too close. Out to periapsis. Point prograde, please. Only slightly nerve-wracking, this. Only slightly. All this just so we can drop a probe in orbit. Come on, game. That's it. That's the ticket. Bit faster. Bit faster. Come on. Come on now. To think if this was Kerbal, we'd have crash landed by now, quite easily. Hope you don't mind me not giving you a close-up of Gilly, but it did look awful. 17, 16, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That's close enough. Back on the prograde marker we go. Yeah, I think that's as close to Gilly as we really need to get. I bet we could drive around there quite easily. 5 minutes from the apoapsis, but I don't overly give a hoot. We're just going to... Come on, let me click on the periapsis marker. That's it. Just lightest of touches. We're going to bring that out to about... Oh, that's on 30. So if we bring you out to about the same. 30, 11, 12... And that will do. What is that? 25 and 30. Okay, that'll do. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Let's kill the RCS. Now we want to lose another one of our mighty craft. Which one do we lose? What are they? Oh, they're the Septrons. Okay. We don't want any firing now. Decouple you. There we go. We have a probe in orbit. Around Gilly. Toggle. Lovely jubbly. Now let's switch back to the station. That's not the station. That's just a stack decoupler. And it is moving very slowly away from the ship, isn't it? If at all. Okay, so now we have to get back to Eve. And for that we need to, we've already removed all the nodes, we need to return from a moon, approximate final periapsis. What's a good periapsis for Eve? 1,000 will be okay, I think? Where are we now in relation to Eve anyway? Don't actually know. We'll figure it out. I'm not overly happy with that node. Remove the node. Fast forward a bit, I think, till we get to, say, here. Oh, we can't fast forward because we're so close to Gilly. Okay, we might as well create the node there and go for it. Return from a moon. Final periapsis. Yep, that'll do. Execute. 24-second burn. I like the look of that. I do. Oh, I do, like, I do. I like the look of that. Wow. Oh dear, this is going to be a very long burn. Not very long burn, very long time warp session. So, I suppose we're probably best off bringing you back once we get into orbit around Eve. Hello again, Gilly. God, I don't like Gilly. Gilly's awful. See you guys. And here we are, Eve. When I first started playing Kerbal Pro Space Program, I always thought this is going to be a big one for me, because I started playing Kerbal Space Program around about the same time I stopped playing EVE Online. And it's very convenient that there happened to be a planet with the same name as the game I spent 4 years playing. So I've always wanted to keep this one for a special occasion. And I think my first launch mission, purposefully done on camera without 4040, is a memorable occasion, but at the same time I feel bad because 4040 isn't here to share it. He still plays EVE. It's because of me that 4040 plays EVE Online still. And I realise that this planet has absolutely nothing to do with New Eden or anything within it. But we always thought when we first saw this planet, ooh, lol, it's EVE. Teehee, internet spaceships. And here we are, with an internet spaceship getting into orbit around a planet called Eve. So it's an odd moment for me. It is, it's very odd, I'm not going to lie. Oh, we're draining RCS quite badly. We don't actually have that much left if I show you. Running of fumes! But we still have huge amounts of fuel. I don't think that these little top tanks aren't empty yet. That's how much fuel we've got left. That's how good we're doing. And I think, seeing as though we're not going to do much else, we might as well pop up the solar panels. There we go, just like that. That was a very thin green glow there, I see. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, here we are. Proof of anything. I have arrived as a Kerbal. And I do believe that's it. Deploying solar panels. We're going to keep these stages of fuel as fuel reserves, which means unfortunately we're going to have to keep the engines. I think 4040 said something about once you get into orbit you have to then ditch your engines. But we've already got a station up in Kerbal orbit with its engine still attached. I haven't used it. I'll just keep it as a fuel reserve. So that's exactly what I'm going to do for these. Keeping it as a fuel reserve. Final thing we need to do though is we should set this lot to an action group really. Let's quick save real quickly before we actually toggle. And toggle. Okay, I've clicked new twice. Why have you not toggled? Ah, Kerbal. Always trying to piss me off. Let's fast forward a bit and get ourselves a better screenshot. Ooh, that'll do nicely. That'll do very nicely. Boop, and that's it for this episode of Kerbal Space Program. I'm going to hand this over to Nightshade next, and then after Nightshade's had his turn, it'll be 4040s. Wow, I'm very happy with that. Got to Eve on our own. Eve, Gilly. We've got something in Duna orbit. We've got something in Ike orbit. We've got something in Eve and Gilly orbit. Something in Kerbal orbit. Up to you guys what to do next. Leave thoughts in comments. Leave thoughts in the comments unless you're 4040, in which case you're just going to convince me to try and do PvP, bitch. I know how you roll. So, let's go back to the Space Center. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this, please leave a thumbs up. If you think your friends might enjoy it, please share it to them. Dream big, and we shall see you next time on the Kerbal Space Program PvP series. Ta-ta.